Okay, we're back to do what's called a little audio mixing, blending different tracks of audio together. But I want to look at something I saw before on Dog Lady. Again, I'm going to play this. You can look at the meter either here or here.
I take in a lot of the phosphorus that need.
She's got a little bit of red on this clip.
I take in a lot of the phosphorus that
certainly has the brown there. I'm going to drop her audio there just a little bit. For some reason, speaking a little louder maybe at that portion when they interviewed her. I'm going to drop it a decibel. So there I went to -1, right? It was at 0, and I just virtually grabbed it and took it to -1. Now, let me tell you a little trick because I love you. If you click on here, you can also type in a value, -5, 0, -50, okay? So I can type in a value. I'm going to option click that. So I wanted to bring it back. So on my keyboard, I'm going -1. So that's another way, in case you get fatigued of dragging this up and down, you can type in values whatever you click here. Like we don't need this, -50, 0, gone. That means nothing, not the 0, this infinity. And that doesn't matter. That's the track 2 there. We're not getting that. Anyway, it's just some noise. It'd probably be better if we deleted that entirely. So
physical rehab, either due to
that little bit of red there is now gone. I think they'll still sound okay back to back.
Car accidents. We take dogs from municipal.
Okay. Now, one other thing. As you edit, and you edit a little bit, and then you go away, and then you come back tomorrow, and certainly at Hofstra, if you ever get back there, you're going from one computer to another. Sometimes it can be confusing as to what am I actually listening to, because the speaker volume of the computer might be set differently. I know you're using mostly headphones, but each computer may be set differently. So if you're even in room 309 at one computer and all of a sudden you're editing at another, the volume may play back differently even though you set your actual Avid meters correctly. For instance, I'm going to turn this down, right, on my computer here, and I'm going to play this.
Need physical rehab.
Oh, gee, she's too low. I got to raise her up. You can't do that. Don't go by what you hear. The real way to, when you sit down, start a session, best thing to do is turn on, click over here, that play calibration tone, and raise the volume, even with your headphones, to a point where it's not uncomfortable, but it's definitely, you can hear it, no questions asked, okay? That way, you every time you come back to an edit, maybe it's taking you a few weeks to put something together. This way you're consistent. Of course, as they, a short piece like this, not so bad. You get into a longer piece where you're working on the last 10 minutes, haven't touched the first 10 minutes in a while. All of a sudden you play it and you see, oh my God, the two halves are at different volumes. Okay, so we went through how to kind of set things so that when it plays, it's equal. And so now we want to add some music. Cool. So let's go back to the edit workspace, open up our music bin, select a piece of audio. This is one that I like. Now, most music, when imported, is going to be a little too loud and will almost always have to be reduced. So let us find the beginning. All right, I'm going to go back using the J button from JKL. Whoop, right there, and I could stop. Now, there is a thing called audio scrubbing. Audio scrubbing can be done by holding down the Shift key and then moving frame by frame. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and there you hear. Go back, back, back. No audio. Go forward. and there's the audio beginning. Okay, so that's one way when you're trying to find either a certain syllable or the beginning of a song or something. All right, because a lot of times music doesn't actually begin at the very first frame, and other things may not either. So I know I'm there. That's my in point. I'm going to go to my timeline. Now, again, if you recall, we don't want to edit tracks 1 and 2 onto tracks 1 and 2 because we'll erase all of this work we did. So I'm actually, just to keep in line with our original template for putting together a piece like this, I'm going to add 2 more audio tracks, even though I have nothing on 3 and 4, but just keep the workflow consistent. It's always a good idea. And I can do that in many ways. One would be to click here in the gray and put new audio track mono, and click again, new audio track mono. Now, if I was doing this by myself, I would just use the keyboard command of Command U, which will create those tracks, and Command Y will create a video track. But just to show you, since you're at home all alone in your basement watching me on your screen, this way I could show you that. So now I've activated tracks 5 and 6. So I deactivate 1 and 2, and notice that it popped back down. I am going to bring that back up just so you can see that. We'll zoom in. This is something that's preset in our options. Not every Avid will have this preset. It's a thing you can do, and that's called auto patching. Basically, it's looking for some place to go. So if I say I want it 5 and 6, and right now it's married to 1 to 1, 2 to 2, I take that away, boom, it automatically runs down there. So that's a nice thing to have. Or if you want to undo that, there's other ways. You can see I can hit it and it will send it to a certain track. Click, send it to track 3, all right? Or I can just hold it and drag it somewhere, okay? So this, remember, this column represents the audio incoming, what your source is. This column represents the audio tracks existing on the timeline. All right, so I'm going to do the auto patching again, click it, and open up 5, and it knows to fill that. So right now, the tracks 1 and 2 of my source, when I edit it, will go to 3 and 5, because you're building layers here. You have to have layers. You want the music to exist while the ladies are talking. You can't erase the ladies talking. God forbid we did that. So let me zoom back out a little bit. So the music actually lasts for, I don't know, looks like 10 minutes. It's a lot of music. I'm only going to take it to the end. So I'm going to zoom to the end here on my timeline, my cursor, put an out point, go back to the beginning, put an in point. There it shows me, again, this is part of the RTVF, right, 19 settings, which, by the way, I'm going to put on Blackboard, probably under course documents, which you can download, and I'll give you instructions how to install it on your own computer, if those of you who have installed Avid on your home computer. So here we go. Here's the source, the track, audio 1 and 2, to timeline 5 and 6. Get it in there. Boom. Done. Now, later we can extend this if we want using the trim tool, but we'll get into that later. So now this is what we have. Let's take a listen.
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos, and I am a volunteer foster rehabilitator for SNAR Animal Rescue. SNAR stands for Special Needs Animal Rescue and Rehabilitation.
Okay, so obviously the music is drowning them out, and so we have to adjust that. Now, it's kind of nice the way the music begins.
Hi, my name is Andrea.
And gets your attention. And this is, a production technique. If we were to start the music with that hit and the lady talking at the same time.
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos, and I am.
It's too much to absorb, especially with a hit like that. Something that, you always want to have the music hit, then let the person talk. Now always everything is specific situation. But in this case, we're going to want to do that. So I'm going to move that back. And as a matter of fact, let me just listen to only the music right now. How can I do that? Well, if you notice along the audio tracks, there's an S and an M. S stands for solo, meaning I will only listen to that track. M stands for mute, means I will mute that track. I will not hear that track. So I'm going to solo, click, and notice it sends all the other tracks into mute. And this one too. I just want to hear the music. It's not erasing this, that will be there, but I just want to hear the music. Okay, so once it does that, that little drum roll enter, that's where I'd like then all my ladies to start talking. So I can do that. I have my segment mode. And like I said, it can go yellow to the bottom. We want red. And I'm going to select by drawing a square, a box, going from that side, the left, all the way to the right. And notice it selects everything. And I'm going to drag that so it's right by the blue cursor, which was the point in the music that I wanted it to come into. So that way I have something like this. Okay, and we don't hear it because it's muted, but also it's too loud. So I can undo this now. And now.
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos, and
All right, so we want to adjust that. Basically, what we want to do is lower the music. Now, if we go to our audio mode, and here we are, we'll see. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. We'll see.
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos.
So here's the music. Here is her speaking. And you can see the master output is peaking pretty high right now because we've added audio to audio. It accumulates.
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos, and I am...
Okay, so we're going to adjust that. How do we adjust it? Okay, first let's bring the music down a little bit because I know it always comes down. Just through my experience, I'm going to take it down to about minus 10. And that's, how do I know that? That basically through my experience using music. And I'll zoom in here a bit so you can see better. So that's mine. I'm going to type it in. Is that okay? Minus 10. And also here, typing it in minus 10. Okay, so let's see how that is. Going to go back. Let's go back here. Let's see what we got.
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos, and I am...
Okay, I actually think I can bring this up a little bit more. So, let's bring it up to minus 8. Okay, below 0 still. Minus 8, and again, I could type it in, but that's fine. So, and when it gets to her, to be honest...
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos, and I am a volunteer foster rehabilitator for SNAR Animal Rescue. SNAR stands for Special Needs Animal.
It's still loud, especially when we get to her, a little more soft-spoken. One thing I noticed that Andrea Ramos seems to be peaking a little red, so in that first clip, again, I'm sitting on her clip, so it's reflected here, right? So every time I'm on a clip, it shows only what's for that clip. So if I lower this a bit and play it, it will change when I get to the Snarl Lady clip.
For SNAR Animal Rescue.
Okay, and this was +2. Well, so remember that these track indicators are for each individual clip. This is the overall. If for some reason you thought you mixed the entire thing too hot, you could bring this down. Okay, but that's something I don't really recommend relying on too much. That could cause a lot of problems. Okay, so what we're going to do then is at this point, we're going to divide the one audio track, artificially divide it into 2 audio tracks so that we can separately set the volume. How do we do that? Well, in the RTVF19 settings, Over here, there is the Add Edit, which for Premiere Pro or Final Cut users, it's like the blade. So I'm going to sit here, going to select only the track I'm manipulating. What track am I manipulating? 5 and 6. Sit right there. I'm going to cut it. Watch, keep your eye over here as I click this guy here. Cut it. Boom. Let's get closer. Let's see what happened. Oh, stop right clicking. Let's get closer. Okay, so it sliced it. Notice it left little stitch marks. Sorry for the arrows keeping changing. Notice it left little stitch marks there. That means the computer's saying, hey, you cut this in half, but really it's supposed to be together. It's a little clue saying that's not a separate track, it's a piece of the other one. Thank you very much. I appreciate the heads up. But now, as we move from one piece to another, on that side, we go to this side of the cut. Now we can bring this down even further. I'm going to bring it down to like -15. And remember, there's 2 pieces of audio there. Okay, music 99% of the time is stereo, meaning that they are slightly different. Some instruments on one side, some on the other. So you can see there's music full on the 2 tracks. We want both. Okay, don't make that mistake. I see a lot of beginning people get some music from somewhere and then they just put in one track because they figure, oh, what's the difference? It's the same. It is not the same. You need both put in on 2 separate mono tracks. Okay, I'm just going to close that up. So now it should drop in level. Here's the beginning part, which we originally had set at -8, and then it should go to -15. Play.
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos, and I am a volunteer foster rehabilitator for SNAR Animal Rescue. SNAR stands for Special Needs Animal Rescue.
Okay, so this is where, I can maybe cut it again there, but I think just to make things easier, I'm going to bring it down just a little more. Bring it down just a little more. Let's go -18. And I'm going to type it in here just to go quicker. -18. -18. Okay. Go back out. One more listen. So as you can see, obviously, what I'm going through here, and you'll be going through for the rest of your editing life, it's give and take. You have to adjust it. It's not a finite thing. There's no magic number. Depends the pieces you're putting together. And so you have to go through it, you get used to it, and you'll be fine.
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos, and I am a volunteer foster rehabilitator for SNAR Animal Rescue. SNAR stands for Special Needs Animal Rescue.
All right, so now the music has taken on a nice background tone. Let's go back here to when we have that split. Okay, notice now the stitch marks have turned red, saying that you've changed something between one side and another. And I'm going to mute her. Okay, if I want to make that a little bit smoother of a transition, I can add a dissolve there using our quick transition button. I'm going to take my cursor, sit it on there, select those tracks. We can hear what we're doing. Here we go. And so now you can see here, it's showing you have 5 and 6 selected, centered on cut, meaning the transition will start half here and end half there. 30 frames a second, that's a lot for now. Don't need that. Let's cut that back down to about 20. Add and render. And now let's listen again, listening to only the music. All right, so it's a nice little blend downward there.
Hi, my name is Andrea Ramos, and I am a volunteer foster rehabilitator for SNAR Animal Rescue. SNAR stands for Special Needs Animal Rescue and Rehabilitation.
If I play it going through here, we just look at this. I'm going to mute it so you can focus on the mixer, faders moving up and down. And no track 1 there. Comes back. That's two. Okay? So that's the mystery behind mixing in Avid.